Hello and welcome to FIFA World Cup 2026 Roundup, brought to you by BI Sports. The biggest football tournament is finally underway, and what a start it has been. For the first time ever, we are witnessing a World Cup spread across three nations, featuring 48 teams, 104 matches, and a scale we have never seen before. From historic opening ceremony to dramatic red cards, emotional goals, and packed stadium, the World Cup has wasted no time in creating headlines. And joining me today is Coach Aggie to break down everything we've seen from the opening days of the tournament. Coach Aggie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Priya. And looking forward.
Hello, and the World Cup is officially here. What are your first impressions?
First impressions have been really great with such a massive opening in all three stadiums. And it's already been the Shakira moves has driven people crazy. And yeah, the stage is set. Now the actors and the performers that are football stars have to perform.
Great. So, Coach Aggie, we go back now to the opening ceremony. Let's start with the opening ceremony. FIFA made history by staging celebrations across US, Mexico, and Canada. So, Coach, from a football perspective, what message do you think FIFA is trying to give?
I think FIFA is clear in its message. This is going to be the biggest tournament and the biggest World Cup of everyone else. Hosting it in three nations. We have 48 teams, 104 matches, lots of excitement, lots of fun, and lots of fans to celebrate the FIFA 2026 World Cup.
Great. And speaking of history, Estadio Azteca once again took center stage. Coach, your perspective?
It's truly incredible. Hosting three World Cups is an amazing feat, and I think Stadio Azteca has done that. Hosted the World Cup in 1970, then in 86, and now 2026. And wow, what a history by Stadio Azteca.
Exactly, and also the stadium it's on at a certain altitude, so the air is definitely thinner. So definitely the host team had an advantage, isn't it? Like they
Being
were
a
more acclimatized.
Yeah, being a hosting team is always an advantage because you train in those conditions, and being coming from far away, eh, not conducive to the environment that they are in at the moment. They have to train in those environments, create those environment, and maybe go off to far off places which has a similar kind of environment and ecosystem to train and get a body acclimatized to all those things. So the it's a FIFA World Cup and no excuses. You have to prepare yourselves strongly.
Yeah, exactly. And fans are also talking about Shakira. Her performance immediately took over social media. Amay, my question to you is that can anyone challenge Shakira's status as the unofficial queen of World Cup music?
Not really. The fact that she managed to produce and release this new song so quickly, given that the original planned World Cup theme song was so hated, just shows that she's the goat of all theme songs of World Cup.
Yeah, right. And social media definitely had its opinions. Some people loved the performance. It created that nostalgia, while some felt that the production didn't quite manage the spectacle. Do you feel that?
Uh, I feel like fans have to understand that this was a bit of a last minute thing. They didn't really plan on it being Shakira, who was the main host, like the main song producer. It was supposed to be, if I'm not mistaken, Jelly Bean or something that they'd come up with some new American type theme song, which didn't really resonate with the audience as much. So Die Die was then chosen as the official song. So
Yeah.
it may seem a bit rushed, but that's basically because it was a bit rushed. In the end, I think it was pretty okay. It's not the main spectacle that we came to see. It's just one of the many spectacles of the World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. And as usual, we football fans can't agree on everything. And moving on, the opening match belonged to Mexico, who defeated South Africa 2-0 in front of more than 80,000 passionate supporters. Coach Aggie, opening matches can be dangerous for the host nations. How impressed were you with Mexico?
Yeah, once again, I would like to come back to Estadio Azteca. It has been a phenomenal history created with we had the likes of Pele playing there at the World Cup and Maradona, the hand of God goal, and also now the new generation going from 6 World Cups, I would say that's Messi and Ronaldo creating history, and then we have Lamine Yamal and all those young stars trying to create the stamp. Of course, it's truly incredible that the Stadio Azteca and the first game is always challenging and tough, even though if you are the host nations. But knowing Mexico and what they've been doing in the past, since many years, they have been come up as a very disciplined team. They have their emotions in check, and that's exactly what they have shown during the first opening game except for the red card that were dished out. I may have mentioned that there are four red cards showed in the last World Cup, and this has already seen three. But I think that should be it for the message for all the fans, all the spectators, and also the red cards give some electrifying environment to the people, but not at the expense of someone losing their mantle or their discipline. But Mexico, to me, is a far, far disciplined side when it comes to defending, and they have shown what they can do.
And also talking about Raul's performance, that performance seemed to have it struck an emotional chord with the supporters, and especially after that life-threatening skull injury that he had endured. Coach, your thoughts on that?
Absolutely, it's very, very saddened to see that we have stars and they are being threatened, and however, it's a bounce back, and that's what athletes are made for. They bounce back strongly, they bounce back, showing the emotions, and he showed the world what a sports person can be when he or she has been threatened. They enjoy the game, they come out, they are passionate, driven by their emotions, and he set an example to the whole world. If you love something, go beyond anything to achieve that.
Absolutely. And Amay, what's your take on the spectacular performance?
I think sport is a spectacle, and Raul Jimenez's goal is nothing short of inspirational. There's going to be stories written about it. People in Mexico are going to hail him as a hero, deservedly so. I saw the match when I think he was playing at Wolves, if I'm not mistaken, Wolves or Fulham, when he endured that horrific skull injury, and most people thought he might not play again after that because it was such a severe injury, but he managed to come back and have a good career in football. And now to top it off, he has scored in the World Cup, which is a privilege. I don't think many people have, much less sports people. And that's why I think it was amazing. The game was sort of like a bit teetering until the red card started pouring in. Then it just completely opened up, and yeah, I think more than anything, I feel like South Africa needs to look itself in the mirror and start asking some questions, because that performance will not see them leave the group stage.
Yeah, and while we are in that flow, Amay, can you there are very interesting memes, share. That's like a part of every tournament and every big spectacle. So can you share with us some interesting memes?
Certainly, just a second. Uh, yep. So shout out to 12 point tweets, always ready with the memes. As you can see, South African players versus Mexico. This is Barcelona players always seeing red in crucial situations. And of course, Sitole had a stinker of a performance, and his face is now going to get memed, unfortunately, for the entirety of the tournament. Hopefully, he has a few. I mean, I don't know if he can save it now. Maybe he can get in for the next World Cup and redeem himself. But I think this one has been a very, very sticky performance from him.
Absolutely. Well, fans online were celebrating more than just victory. Many felt Mexico finally shook off years of opening game nerves and announced themselves as a capable team, capable of deep run. And definitely the atmosphere inside the stadium was electric, and social media was flooded with videos of fans celebrating and memes, as Amaya has mentioned, and many more memes. Looking forward to that. And but you know what? I feel that it was not all that smooth sailing. Like the opening match produced one of the most chaotic starts. As we had mentioned earlier, three red cards in an opening game. Coach, that's not exactly normal, right? Coach Aggie, do we have Coach Aggie with us? Oh,
I've
we
just
have lost
I've
him
just
to a technical glitch.
Am I audible?
Yes, 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 you are
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, so we were just talking about, it was not all smooth sailing, like three red cards in an opening game, which is not a normal thing, right?
Absolutely. This is the biggest center stage of global football, and it's going to be crazy out there with the fans, with the electrifying environment, and the FIFA World Cup. That's what the announcement was made, and they're going to go all out for that. No matter they shed the blood, they're going to go all out to grab their hands on the World Cup. So that's the statement made by those players, and I'm sure each and every player that those are going to enter the field of play, they're going to fight hard for their country and show the people and the fans what they do at the best.
Absolutely. And South Africa finished with 9 men, while Mexico ended with 10. Coach, your point of view?
From a spectator's point of view, I would not want to see that. I would want to see all the players playing on the field. Yes, fans enjoy that, but then that's not a coach's dream. It's a nightmare for the coaches, having already missed two on one
Absolutely.
and the other one on the other side. You do not, or you can't afford to miss any players because you prepare and plan the team tactically along the opponents. And if those players are chosen to be representing the nation, the coaches have planned something uh, in terms of the opponents, in terms of the spectators, and what Morocco or maybe even South Africa deserves to be in the World Cup and going ahead.
Yes, Abhay, we need your perspective from a fan's point of view.
Um, it was entertaining to see, the ref just being, card gung ho and just throwing it around two red cards in the matter of 15 minutes to South African players, and towards the end, even a Mexico player getting it. Uh, I think there's going to be a lot more cards. I'm 100% certain Argentina has a card in it. If Romero is playing, I think there's one red card somewhere or the other. If even for Brazil, I think Casemiro might just get one. There's I think there's going to be a lot more red in this World Cup than the previous one. There's a lot of rivalries are going to spark up. A lot of flare-ups are going to happen, and I
Yeah.
think because of the new rules where a lot of things are going to get yellow carded, we might see a few people accidentally get red carded because of tiny things that they were used to doing back then, but now those things are cardable offenses. So I think this is going to be a lot of controversy filled World Cup if it already isn't. But yeah, red cards are going to be flashed out quite a bit now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be quite an integral part, and preferably social media obviously exploded. Fans debated every red card, every replay angle, and then some called it very harsh officiating, while others felt that the referee got every call right. I feel, and I think football's favorite pastime is like arguing about referees. You think that a part of
Yeah,
it?
yeah, I think, growing up, I supported Manchester United. So I have a tumultuous history with complaining about referees. So, yeah, I think a lot of the times referees do have a thankless job, and a lot of the times some do make it about themselves. I don't think any of the red cards were wrong. I feel maybe a bit harsh, but I've seen them given against me. So I've seen against my team. So I've seen it happen before. I think this was relatively a very well coached match.
Yeah,
Well
absolutely. And
refed.
yeah, true. And while Mexico dominated the headlines, another result caught attention of the fans. South Korea opened their campaign with a win over Czechia. Coach, how important was this victory?
Wow, South Korea making headlines. That's amazing. Especially we being Asians, and one of the Asian team has made it possible, and they have shown that dreams are possible to achieve, provided you work hard towards it. Coming from a goal down from Czechia and having discipline in defense, whereas the prowess in attacking. South Korea showed exactly that, and then they came back 2-1. There was a goal scored when it was 1-0. Czechia scored another goal, but it was ruled as an offside. But then that did not intimidate South Korea, who got their act together and showed that they are one of the Asian powerhouses. And what an incredible result for us all Asians. And a strong statement at the FIFA World Cup that we are here to dominate the game.
Absolutely. And despite Son not having his best game, Korea still fought away. Uh, you feel that,
Son
Coach?
has been a great, great player throughout the years, and we know exactly what he can do when he's at his best. But yes, it's going to be a nervy start for each and every team and country, and I'm sure Son is going to bounce back. He's is a player who can pull out the rabbit out of his hat when he wants.
Yeah, and Amay, what's your take on this match, South Korea versus Czechia? Amay, you there?
Just yeah, sorry, I accidentally muted myself. I meant to say that you could just look at the tail of the tape right here. You know,
Yeah,
South Korea clearly deserving the win. They were ahead in possession, although they were a bit behind in the attempt, a bit behind in the actually, you know what? Never mind. I misread the stat. They've just been dominating Chechia in every metric possible. You can just see that they deserve the win at the Guadalajara. And one thing you can always count on South Korea is that they'll have a lot of techie players. Chechia tried playing a very uh, Arsenal style of play, relying on set pieces and trying to just overpower uh, South Korea, but they managed to bunker in and hold off the threats. Two very good saves by the South Korea keeper I saw. And yeah, I think going forward, Czechia didn't have as much technical prowess as South Korea, and that's why when South Korea did manage to hit him on the transition, they did hurt him quite well.
absolutely, absolutely. And but before we wrap up, let's look ahead to what could be one of the most fascinating games: Brazil versus Morocco. Well, Brazil are giants, but Morocco have shown that they are nobody's underdogs anymore. You agree, Amay?
Certainly, I feel like it's going to be a way closer battle than most people might think. This is not a vintage Brazil side by any stretch of the imagination. But at the same time, I feel like Morocco has played a lot more football over the last 1 year due to the AFCON being just 6 months ago. So they will also have a little more fatigue as opposed to Brazil players. I certainly don't think there's like a clear and obvious favorite here. Maybe Brazil can edge it, but Morocco have been giant killers in the previous World Cup as well. So I think it's anyone's game, really.
Absolutely. And coach, every World Cup we see that every World Cup produces a team that, captures the imagination of neutral fans. Morocco has done it. Do you think they can do it again?
Going by history, we always see that Morocco has been developing into a very, very disciplined side, and they're very committed, they're very dedicated, focused. If you ask anyone, they will say, of course, Brazil. But as Ameya rightly mentioned, I think it's not going to be an easy task for Brazil because they are playing Morocco at home. The fans would be taking them on, cheering them on, and that is what is required. And they're a very difficult side to beat when they are at the best. It's not going to be an easy task for Brazil, and I think Morocco has the defensive discipline. We know Brazil will have the ball possession and lots of attack, but I think Morocco has the capabilities and the ability and the players required to take them through Brazil.
And coach, what are you looking for from the Brazilian side?
Lots of flair over the years. Definitely, we look to Brazil as one of the most tiki-taka teams ever. And with now Carlos Ancelotti as the coach, we know exactly what he can do. He's already shown his prowess with so many teams across different continents, and what he can do and achieve from given the set of players that he has. And of course, if he's gone to Brazil, which I think this is the first overseas hire for Brazil, this Italian coach is a legendary coach. Already he's proven that, and he can work wonders with any given set of players. And if it's Brazil, he's going to create magic for sure.
Great. Absolutely. And Amay, from a fan's perspective, what are you looking forward to from the Brazilian side?
Honestly, I want to see fun. As a football fan, for a fair amount of years, I'm seeing fun being sucked out of the game. It's very technical. Everything is just, you know, to only do this. I want to see Vinicius Junior, take someone on, do a bit of skill, flip, do a rainbow flick, do something like that, which gets people going off their seat and going, whoa, whoa, give us moments of fun now. And I think they have a front line which can deliver some flair because of players like Cunha and Vinicius Junior. This is the country of Joga Bonita. We want to see something entertaining. We don't want Dutch football being played by Brazilian players. We want some flair. We want some guile, risk, attack. And at the same time, from Morocco, I kind of expect the same kind of, uh, tailor the game to the opponent kind of approach. Bunker, in this particular case, Morocco is most likely going to be lying in deep and then hitting them on the counter. I'm looking forward to see what Ashraf Hakimi's men can do. The captain of the Moroccan team is, Morocco is no stranger to controversy right now. They're currently a debate going on whether or not they won the AFCON. So, I'm sure some of that will play into their heads. But yeah, I'm expecting a good game, albeit at a very tight time.
Great. And final question to the both of you. Of course, we'll start with the coach. Do you think Brazil will make a statement, or will Morocco spring the first major surprise of World Cup? Coach, what's your take?
Honestly speaking, we all know that Brazil has the edge, but I think it's going to be very uncomfortable for them because Morocco may be the kind of chokers that will choke Brazil, and it's all an even Stevens game, and Morocco is not going to let go so easy. Brazil, however, we know they can dominate the game, and we need, and we've seen that in the past as well. The most disciplined side can go ahead to win the World Cup. And I think Morocco are disciplined at the moment. How far can they go in this tournament is up to how far can they maintain that discipline. So it's not going to be an easy challenge or easy task for Brazil. And yeah, good luck. I'm going to see a very, very balance and a tactical game unfolding in this round of the World Cup.
Absolutely. Amay, what's your take on this? You think
Uh,
Brazil will make a statement?
I don't think it's going to be a statement game. I think it'll be like a tight to one. I think the goal difference will be about one goal. I think it might be 2-1 or 1-0 kind of thing. Uh, by do because it's the first game, I think nerves will be there. I think acclimatization will take place. Maybe I think the next week, next game set onwards, we'll see Brazil kind of step into it, and I think this will be a bit of a tighter game than most people think. Other than that, I think it will be a good game of football, I feel.
Absolutely. And just we just heard big win for US 4-1 against Paraguay, coach.
Wow, that's a huge win for US against Paraguay. We've known Paraguay in the past as well, and we've seen how they show the flair in attack, and they've been scoring a lot of free kicks, goals through set plays and everything. I remember one of the goalkeepers who used to do that, take free kicks. And US, it's incredible. The things that are going on around the world, but despite of that, those challenges, they have put their strongest team together, and now they have put their strongest foot forward, showing their dominance over this game. And they made a strong statement to all of the other teams in their groups as well as all the other groups. Wow, what's going to happen? And I'm really interested to see how they progress throughout the tournament.
Absolutely, absolutely. Quite interesting days coming ahead. Well, that's a wrap for now. We've had history at Azteca, star-studded ceremony, Mexico delivering under pressure, controversy, protests, and South Korea making an early statement. If these are anything to go by, I'm sure we're in for a very, very interesting World Cup, right? So, yeah, thank you so much, Coach, for joining us today. And thank you, Amay, for your insights and means. We look forward to joining you again now.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me
Thank you,
over.
Aspi. Yeah.
But yeah, just before anything else, I just want to say shout out to Bosnia for managing to hold Canada to a draw as well. That I had Bosnia managing to pull out a draw because Canada's defense was okay, but attack was not nearly as good. And I had previously predicted, so I think Bosnia deserves a bit of praise for managing to hold a home team to a draw in the first game.
Well, thank you, Amay. On that note, well, that's a wrap for us. And don't forget to like and subscribe and join us for the next World Cup Roundup as we continue to track the biggest stories that are coming ahead. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye bye.